Good morning. Jason Wydrow here with Online Strategy Podcast on Friday, September 6th, 2019. So on this podcast today, I'm going to be brief, but I want to get to the point about online marketing investments and generating new qualified public, the relationship and the value there. So it's always been one of those things where every practice is unique and every practice is different in the value, the financial and monetary value of a new qualified public. So we have to take that into account from the get-go. But on average, I came up with some data and some numbers that resonate pretty well with our client base and generally make sense and pretty simple to understand. So I'm just going to run through that with you and break it down, how that works. And the number, and just before we jump into the specifics on this and the specific points, the value, the estimated lifetime value for a new qualified public is around $50,000. So let's think about that, and I'm going to break down where that number comes from and how it comes about and how to multiply that. So the first thing we have to look at is annual basic service for any given public. And we could estimate that at $250. We can be on the lower side, or for some that may be a bit on the higher side, but we'll say $250. Over 5 years, that's $1,250. Basic math. Point number two we want to look at here. Now let's add a major procedure every 5 years. And we'll just say that major procedure is $1,000. That, again, could be much on the lower side for some, could be a little on the higher side for some, but we'll go right in the $1,000 mark. Number three, so over a 20-year period, if based on those two first points, that's $9,000 estimated value. Now let's assume that specific public refers one qualified public every 5 years. So that's 4 additional public to the practice. That's 4 referrals plus 1 new public multiplied by 5 multiplied by 9,000 is roughly 40. It's 45,000. So I'm estimating around 50,000, as I said at the intro of this lecture, but we'll stick with 45,000. So if we consider that same formula above for every new qualified client that signs on service with you, you can see that number begins to grow exponentially. For example, if you created 1 new qualified public once a month for a year, that estimates out around 600,000 projected lifetime value. Now, let's say you're generating 3 new qualified public a month. That comes out to about 1.7 million estimated lifetime value. So when you start thinking about where you're putting your promotional dollars and what their return is on them, so you could do many scenarios. If you're spending $1,000 a month on your online footprint, which is all of your online representation, such as digital advertising, your website, social media, such as Facebook, all those combination of things, you could be spending between $1,000 and $2,000 a month on that. But consider the point, if you're generating just 1 client, that exponentially starts to increase based on the formula that I just gave you, which is a very real, practical formula that is applicable to modern dental practices. Happy clients do refer, and good promotion and marketing does work. So you can get really exponential on this and start thinking about you're generating 5 new qualified public a month, and that just really, really creates magnitude and volume for future growth. So it's one of those points where it's easy to think with that monthly fee or that monthly expenditure, and you're saying, well, but unless you really statistically know where the value is coming from and how it's accumulating, you don't really know what your marketing dollars are worth. And in the field of marketing, this is referred to as return on investment, ROI, abbreviated with the acronym ROI. So when you think about your ROI, you got to think about this. You got to think about how this fits into your practice. And you got to think about where to put your money correctly to generate those new qualified public, because that's your future. That's your future value. That's about it for today. I didn't really want to go on. I'm actually going to have a series that builds on this specifically. But if you are interested, if you are interested, we do help practices get off the ground with tracking their new qualified public and monitoring and analyzing the stats on that to determine the real value and what's happening. And so we can do an audit and really understand how well your digital advertising and your promotion is performing for you. And of course, offer solutions to remedy, repair, even save you money on some of the investments you might be making. So feel free to reach out to us. You can actually send an email directly to service@w3developing.com. That's W3 Developing, all one word, number 3, w3developing.com. And if you're interested in have any questions, or if you would like a complimentary audit on your practice, we can take care of that for you. Thanks a lot for listening. Always love questions. If you do want to send me a question directly, send it to jason@w3developing.com. I would be happy to answer any questions you might have on this topic or any scenarios or situations you're currently running into in your practice. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. Until next time, be well.